Hey guys, this is Joshua Boosters and welcome to a new video, Digimon video actually on my channel. Today we're doing something completely new and different, which is basically something I intend to do about every week, where I just go through the leaks of the new cards for the Digimon card game, which in this case will be the cards for the upcoming set in Japan, which will be, I think it's called Battle of Omega. So if you can guess, there will probably be Omnimon Support or Omegamon Support, depending on how you want to call it. But yeah, this is something I intend to do about every week when interesting cards pop up. And we have a little bit of catching up to do, since the first leak from this was actually the 7th of January. Let's just dive right into it. And the first cards I want to talk about are actually two level 6 boss monsters for two decks, which are blue, which will be Hexeblaumon, and then for purple we have ChaosDukemon or ChaosGallantmon. Hexeblaumon was actually the first card that got leaked for this set. And I'll just read its effect to you guys. There's two effects. One is when attacking, remove 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon, and after that, if your opponent is any Digimon without a Digivolution cards, this card gains jamming. So, I mean, pretty powerful effect. It does tie in pretty well with the, the Digivolution source tactic blue can deploy, but which isn't really that popular at this moment. But then I think the more interesting thing about this card is actually the second effect, which is both players' turn. All of your opponent's Digimon without Digivolution cards cannot attack or block. So in a way, this is a little bit like a floodgate, where it really shuts off certain strategies. For example, Rookie Rush will really struggle with this card, and while playing against this card, it will be really important to know this card is out there, and it might actually force you to digivolve onto your blocks on top of your rookies. So if there will be blue decks that will pop up, this card might see play. Like, it's just 3 to digivolve, so it's not that expensive to digivolve into, and I think the effect is really strong. And then on top of that, the artwork is really cool, and it's actually based on a Chinese Digimon from like a Chinese, I think, what's it called, digital pet or like a game, I can't remember from the top of my head, but that's pretty cool. I think this is the first Chinese Digimon we're getting. And then the second Digimon I already mentioned will be, let me look it up, the ChaosGallantmon or ChaosDukemon, which again has two effects. One of them is when digivolving, you may delete one of your other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's levels 5 or lower Digimon. So pretty strong, really ties in with the whole deletion tactic of purple. And also, you delete one of your Digimon, so you might get some value with that with cards like Terriermon or Impmon. And then, it's pretty strong because you can basically trade one of your rookies or whatever for a level 5 of your opponent, so pretty strong effect. And then the second effect is, once per turn, when one of your other Digimon is deleted, you may play one level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. One level 3 purple Digimon that is. And then the unplay effects of those Digimon won't activate, but still, pretty strong effect, I would say. You do really set up your trash with purple deck really quickly, so this card does make use of that. Aside from that, it does have 12,000 DP, so it's pretty strong. 4 to digivolve into, 12 to play. The artwork is really cool. Moving on, we have a line for yellow, level 3, level 4, level 5, which are Starmon, Shooting Starmon, and Super Starmon. I actually personally really like these Digimon, just like design-wise. Before the game, I just enjoyed the Digimon. Their effects are for the Starmon on play. For each of your Digimon, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000. Shooting Starmon, which is level 4, is on deletion. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3,000. And then Super Starmon is just a vanilla with 7,000 DP. So those cards are not like the best cards, but against certain strategies, I can see Starmon being decent. They do tie in with the yellow team of reducing DP and sometimes destroying Digimon by reducing DP, so that's pretty cool. But nothing too special here. Then we have 2 other rookies, which will be Terriermon Assistant and Fake Agumon Expert, which are both like basically the Agumon Expert cards, where Terriermon is the green one, and it reads, Digiburst 1, review the top card of your deck. If it is a green Digimon card, add it to your hand, otherwise place on the bottom of the deck. So it's like basically a Digimon version of Izzy. This card's, I don't know, it's alright. I'm not sure if it's really will be really worth playing, but time will tell. The effect is decent, so just +1. But the cost for Digiburst on such a low level Digimon might be a little steep, so I don't know. And then the other one is Fake Agumon Expert, the purple one, which says when deleted, you may return one of your level 2 Digimon cards that has a when deleted effect other than Fake Agumon Expert from a trash to your hand. So, you know, it's alright, it ties in with the entire strategy of purple, just crashing their rookies into the security and then gaining effect. So, I mean, it's alright. Getting into actually 2 really interesting cards, which will be Metal Greymon Ultros mode and Agumon Secretarius mode. I won't be able to bring up the card images for those just yet because I haven't really found good images of those, but if you're watching the 2020 anime, you'll probably, you know, you can imagine what these cards look like, and they do really tie into what they are in the anime, because both of them you can evolve from either level 4 or level 5, and they are level 5, so you can actually, they are level 5 that you can digivolve on top of level 5, so actually an entire new mechanic, which is pretty cool. And then both of them, they gain effects if they are digivolved on top of either Metal Greymon or Agumon, obviously, where Metal Greymon gains allows you to destroy Digimon with 4000 DP or lower, and then the Agumon Sagittarius mode gains jamming. So, you know, pretty cool mechanic. Nothing too game breaking, I think, but regardless, still pretty cool. Then, actually getting into the meat of these reviews will be some actual Omnimon support cards. We are getting Gabumon, Agumon, Garurumon, and Greymon, which all they sort of basically share the same effect, the Gabumon and the Agumon, Agumon for red, Gabumon for blue, where both of them state review the top 3 cards for your deck, and then you may add to your hand the Digimon whose name contains Garurumon for Gabumon and Greymon for Agumon, and the Digimon whose name contains Omegamon. And then put the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So these cards are pretty cool, right? They are consistency boosters. There's a lot of Garurumon and Greymons in the game already, and then as of right now we just have you know, Omegamon or Omnimon and Omegamon Alter S, but presumably in this set we will be getting a lot more Omegamons. Maybe we'll be getting like you know, what's it called, Omegamon Swartz and Mercy mode. Who knows? I'm sure we'll see some of those pop up. And then the Garurumon says when digivolving, if any of this Digimon's distribution cards contain Gabumon, gain +1 memory, and it is 2 to evolve. So if you evolve it on top of a Gabumon, you actually, it's kind of like it's 1 to evolve, which is, you know, pretty good. And then it actually grants an inheritable effect, where if this Digimon's names contains Garurumon or Omegamon, it gains 1000 DP. And then Greymon is actually exactly the same effect except for Agumon, and then if it contains Greymon in the name. But it gains 2000 DP, so the Greymon is actually just your turn, and then the Garurumon gives it in both players' turns, so they're both equally strong, I guess. Definitely interesting cards, might be worthwhile to play. I think especially the rookies in this case are really, really good. So, I mean, depending on what kinds of cards we get in Omegamon focus decks, I'm sure these cards will have a place. But now the actual best cards, which have been released just over the last 2 days, will actually be 2 Tamers. And there's a lot of interesting things about them, but the first thing is they are actually based on characters from the Digimon games Cyber Sleuth. Very cool, I absolutely love those games. If you haven't played them, I highly recommend you to check them out. But yeah, the first one is based on the male protagonist, which is Takumi. It has 2 effects, which is on your turn, when one of your Digimon is evolving, you can tap it to reduce the, sorry, not to reduce the cost, but to draw a card. So pretty strong, basically one time when you evolve you can, instead of just drawing 1 card, you can draw 2 cards. But then, actually, the second effect has been talked about a lot already on in groups I saw, which is both player turns, all level 3 Digimon get the effect where when attacking you lose 1 memory. So obviously people have already been saying this card is like designed to beat decks like Rookie Rush and the purple Anubismon like deck because it is really strong, right? Every time you attack you have to pay 1 memory, so in some cases basically it will force you to not do anything in your turn if you want to attack. Very interesting. And then the other very interesting thing about this card is it's actually a white Tamer, so that's pretty interesting. We might be getting some more white cards, actual white support. Who knows, we already have some cards of course like Omnimon and Terriermon from the top of my head which are white, but we now have white Tamer, so pretty cool. But yeah, very interesting card. This really raises the question, will we be getting cards that actually interact with Tamers? Maybe to get rid of them for cards like decks like Rookie Rush to get rid of this card, or will this card just mean the death of Rookie Rush? I guess time will tell, but for now, very interesting card. I personally think it's balanced. I'm not a huge fan of Rookie Rush decks anyway. I just think I really like the concept of the game where you're just like making your Digimon stronger, granting them additional effects and stuff. And I think Rookie Rush just kind of, takes the fun out of it by just, playing all your little guys and just slamming it into the security, which just is a lot of fun to me, but I don't have a huge problem with it. It's just not my favorite way to play the game. But yeah, and then the last card which was reviewed today, which will be Nokia, which is also a character from the Digimon games I just mentioned, which is a white tamer. It's 3 to play. The effect is on play. You can play one Agumon or Agumon from your hand without paying the cost. And then it doesn't state the on-play effects don't trigger, so this is a really good combo with the Digimon cards for Agumon and Agumon I just mentioned. And then the second effect is when you're Digimon one of your Digimon into a Greymon, Garurumon or Omegamon, with one of those in the name, so also Metal Greymon, etc. You can suspend this tamer to reduce the distribution cost by 1. So basically it's a Taiga, but instead of Terriermon it's for Garurumon, Greymon and Omegamon cards. So yeah, pretty good card. I think definitely in the Omegamon type deck that might be coming up with the, playing the Gamon if you want to play blue, or Agumon if you want to play red. This card definitely seems to have a place. They seem to be really pushing for Omegamon decks again, which is interesting because the deck hasn't really been that popular in the Japanese formats for quite a while, with the takeover of like green and then like purple and yellow and stuff, which are now just seem to be performing better. So yeah. Yeah guys, that was the video. Those are the cards that have been leaked up until now. I'll try to keep up with this series a little bit, just to give you guys some information which I think is cool of the cards which they are leaking right now. Probably again next weekend. So yeah, if you did enjoy this type of video, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this, and also if you want to see like gameplay content, deck profiles, etc. Yep. Bye.